Hi everyone, my name is Sergey and this is the second part of Docker for Windows tutorial. This time I'm gonna show you how to raise automation infrastructure in containers. We will pull official Selenium images and try to check if everything works correctly by running a simple Selenium test against newly raised environment. I have created a set of scripts which may help you with your first steps using Docker. Just a note, we will use Docker Compose tool to optimize containers startup process. Well, technically you can still use command line or PowerShell to execute Docker commands, but I would recommend you to use Docker Compose, and we will see in a minute that it provides more concise and human readable way to define Docker configuration. So to be able to use Docker Compose, first you need to create a special configuration file with YAML extension. It should be called Docker Compose. Let me show you how it looks like. So this file is split in separate sections. So each section defines a service which you're gonna run. So first line is the name of your service. If we want to raise Selenium Hub, technically I can give any name to this service. So I just call it Selenium Hub, right? And next line defines an image name and tag. So if we gonna pull official Selenium images, we need to specify Selenium Hub, latest version is 3.0.0 Dubnium, and that's basically it. If you don't have corresponding image in your local drive, Docker will pull it automatically for you, so you don't need to care about it at all. And apart from that, you can specify a special ports mapping section. So assuming that Selenium Hub by default starts on 4444 port within container, and we want to access it on the same port in our Windows host, we need to use the following syntax. Exactly the same section is defined for Chrome and Firefox nodes. The main difference is in the image name. So for Chrome we are using node Chrome debug, and for Firefox corresponding Firefox debug image. You may just wondering what does debug mean, and technically all debug containers allow you to establish connection with internal VNC server, which is running on the following port. As you can see, we were using a single port here in comparison with Selenium Hub, and the main reason why we haven't specified an host OS mapping is scalability. We won't be able to scale Chrome or Firefox node or any other service with some hard-coded values here. So these ports should be dynamic. You may just wondering how we can actually extract those ports, how we can find out which external ports could be used to connect, to establish connection with VNC servers, right? I will show you a bit later how could it be done via PowerShell scripts. And the last part I want to cover in Docker Compose configuration file is links. So in case if you want to link several containers together. You may specify the service name, right, and you can also assign some alias to the link container, but that will help you. That will help our nodes to be able to communicate with Selenium Hub. All right. So that's basically it related to Docker Compose configuration, and now I will show you how to start Docker Compose with this configuration. I have created a script for that, and first command, well, it starts Docker Compose as daemon, right? And as we haven't specified a path to Docker Compose YAML configuration, it will find corresponding item in the root where we execute the script. The second command is intended to scale our Chrome and Firefox node containers. As you can see, the syntax is pretty straightforward. We need to specify a service name, then equals sign and some value, and these values are passing as arguments to this script. So first argument is the value which we're gonna use for scaling Chrome node, and the second one is intended to scale Firefox node service. All right. What I gotta do now is to start PowerShell and to test if it works, right? Let me cd into cgrid demo folder, and now I will run this start read bot. As a first argument, Chrome node scaling, I will pass 2, and as a second argument for Firefox node scaling, I will pass 1. Okay, we can see that Docker Compose is started, and it created containers for Selenium Hub, Chrome node, and Firefox node. And the second command, docker scale, technically just checked how many Chrome and Firefox nodes we have now, and then it just created a new Chrome node container. Let's check that all containers are raised. Docker ps, and we can see that there are 2 Chrome nodes, Chrome debug nodes running, 1 Firefox debug node running, and 1 Selenium Hub is running. You may just wondering how we can actually check the same in Grid console. To do that, I'm opening browser, new tab, and type in localhost 4444, and we can see a Selenium Grid hub of the third version console. So I'm clicking console link, and I can see a single Firefox node and 2 Chrome nodes, and as you can see, all those nodes are raised in separate containers which have separate, completely different IP addresses, right? So that's basically it. You may just wondering how we can raise more containers. We can do it from PowerShell, and I need to type exactly the same command that we already noticed in our script. I will type docker compose Then I need to type scale command, and next I'm gonna specify which container, which service I'm gonna scale. Let's say it will be Firefox node, right? Then I need to type how many containers I wanna have now, and let's say it will be 2 containers, and that's basically it. Created and started demo Firefox 2, done. I'm typing docker ps again, and we can see that we have 2 Firefox nodes now, right? And let's update Selenium Grid console, and here is our second Firefox node. If you don't want to use your containers anymore, you may be wondering how to stop them. I have created a special cleanup script for that. Technically, the only thing you need to do is to run docker compose stop command, but in case if you encountered some errors during container startup or removal, well, for these purposes I have added additional cleanup commands. Well, in Linux they may look a bit different. It's a pure PowerShell syntax, so you can read more about these commands in the official Docker documentations. But yeah, as I mentioned, docker compose stop command should be enough to stop your containers. So I will run this script now, and we can see that it tries to stop all the containers together. It may take some time, and after stopping containers we can see the removal log. It is basically done by the following commands, right? And if I now type docker ps, we can see that no images are running at the moment. If I refresh Selenium Grid console, we can see that it can be reached, so it means that our container were stopped and removed. There is one more thing I want to cover, as I've already mentioned before. With debug containers, you can establish connection with internal Lensko server. So let me show you how to do that. First I will start my environment again, but I will pass one value both for Firefox and Chrome node, just to avoid raising lots of containers. And let's check docker ps. We can see one Chrome node, one Firefox node, and one hub. The same picture in Grid console, right? And let me now open another script which should start VNC clients. Before I start explaining this syntax, I'm gonna show you which client I have installed on my Windows OS. It is called Tight VNC Viewer. It is free, so that was the main reason why I have chosen it. But if you already have some other client, feel free to use it, of course. And now let's take a look at our script again. So the main command here is docker.ps, which is executed with a special formatter, and it allows us extracting parts from running containers. To see how it works, I will just copy paste this command into a new PowerShell window, and you can see 3 lines printed as an output, right? We are not interested in the last line as it's related to hub, and the main goal is to extract this random ports mapped with 5900 port in Chrome and Firefox node containers, right? So to achieve this, we need to use PowerShell filtering. So basically we need to use keyword where and provide a regex. It could be any regex you want. So I have used pretty trivial and stupid sample just to match 5-character length digits sequence, and if we find match, we assign it to the port variable, and the next command is just starting a new PowerShell window with a special script, and we are passing this port variable value as an argument to this script. You may just wondering what is inside this script, right? Technically it's just a command for starting up tight VNC client. Let me show you how it looks like. Run single VNC. So we are retrieving port parameter, and which we just passed to our script, right? And then we are starting a new tight VNC viewer with a password option. By default, Selenium containers use secret as a password, and yeah, assuming that we can access VNC servers from our host OS, we can specify a local host as an IP address and port that we extracted from by our regex as an argument, right? So that's how we can actually start a new VNC client for each running node. Let's see how it works now. I will open PowerShell window, cd to c create demo folder, and I'm gonna first run docker.ps just to see if our images are fine, right? And by the way, you can find those random ports which are mapped with 5900 port on nodes in the output of docker.ps, right? Okay, and yeah, I'm gonna run our script which starts new VNC. Not this one, start VNC clients PS1, right, this one. Okay, and here is it. We can see 2 opened VNC clients, and they are connected to different different nodes. One of them is a Firefox node, and the second one is related to Chrome. So that's how you can monitor test execution in real time within container, right? And I will close them now. And the last part I'm gonna cover is related to actual scripts development, just to check if our automation infrastructure works fine and we were able to establish connection with Selenium Hub and nodes. I have prepared a template project which is Maven based and TestNG driven. So I'm gonna create a sample script which will just go to Google, and that's basically it, right? So let's first create a WebDriver instance just to check if just to handle potential exceptions, connectivity issues, etc. I'm gonna add the following code in try catch block, and now I need to initialize our WebDriver variable, and it should be a remote WebDriver as we're using Selenium Grid, right? As the first argument, I need to pass a new URL, and default URL is HTTP localhost 4444 port and VD hub, right? And as a second argument, I need to pass desired capabilities, and let's say we're gonna use Chrome. Okay, and we need to add a catch block here, and let's say it will be just a common exception. You shouldn't do like this on your real projects, but it's just a sample. I will handle all exceptions together in one catch block. And yeah, apart from that, we need to open Google page, right? So I'm typing https google.com UA, and and finally block, we will close our driver. If a driver not equal to no, we will call driver quit, and let's see. Oh, okay, yeah, I missed this part. And yeah, that's basically it. So let's execute the script, but before actual execution, I'm gonna start our VNC clients just to see if everything works fine, and we could actually monitor Google Chrome browser opening in one of these two TitanVNC viewers. And I'm pressing Shift plus F10, and here is it. Let's add additional sleep with 5-second PUs. You shouldn't do like that on your real projects, of course, but just to make some kind of delay to take a look at that. Browser is opened and required site is reached, right? I have added this slip. And here with it, Google.com UA. So our automation infrastructure works great. I believe that's everything I wanted to cover in this session, and in the next part I'm gonna show you how to extend existing Selenium images with some custom features. So thanks for watching and stay tuned.